Supperoonie ladies and gentlemen in the audience. So my name's Demosthenes Alathea. How you doing? Pronounced Alathea, not Alathea. Alathea, okay, cool. So at the start of 2026, there is something crucial that I have neglected to do for the past 2 years. So there are going to be a string of React videos, among other things, that may or may not have been recorded early 2024, mid 2024, late 2024, and hardly anything through 2025, but I got some. And then, once that's all done, I may not look like this because I'll have a different suit. And an emphasis on different suits. So anyway, my name has been Demosthenes Alathea. That's all you're getting. Sorry, bye. Bye, I hope you don't die. But for Demo's Axiom archives, we're going to go in through some hard-hitting topics. So be prepared for some crucially, let's just say it's not quote-unquote family-friendly. It's not like a down bad thing. It's more like a heavy topics children might not understand. And plus it's philosophy, and if anyone knows philosophy, it can get kind of standoffish at certain points. So yeah, gender wars. And also in science, where we look through studies and constantly try to discern what is truth from what is internet myth. Okay? So it's not entirely without merit or substance. I should say substance. But I try to make it as entertaining as possible, even though it's literally me doing it, so you're not going to get much. So, yeah. And plus, I am a philosopher. Kinda. I am trying to write books, so I'm not just this VTuber trying to play act a philosopher. I actually have theological understanding, as well as various different philosophies under my belt. And I do partake in the AI debate stuff. So if you don't want AI stuff, but they go around a lot of moral questioning, as well as political questioning, sometimes hitting on topics that might be inflammatory. Now, there are a few instances where I've already done this once, where, let's just say I made the AI a little bit too human. So they kind of brawled a bit and try to mitigate that next time. So that was a big fat oopsie daisy on my part, right? So anyway, I have a lot of stuff in store, and I want to do a video every single Monday, or whenever y'all prefer, technically. I really don't know when to upload. I'm just thinking Monday, 10 a.m., maybe 8 a.m.? Who knows? Anyway, but I also have my own writings, so I will sometimes, maybe Friday or a Saturday, give you some, like, hard-hitting philosophy or theological stuff. When I say theological, I do mean Christian-specific. So if you think of like, oh no, he's a Christian, oh no, everybody run. Oh well. I don't play act that everything is okay. I don't play act that everything is perfectly fine with Christendom. In fact, you might hear me say a lot of things that I don't like about Christendom. So if you think I'm just one of those cookie-cutter Christian people, you may be wrong. I don't technically fit anywhere, but I try to always do things or say things in a way that principles that can be utilized in an atheist framework or another religious framework. So it's not solely Christian, but also can be taken, kind of stolen, twisted, if you will, to maybe help somebody out in their life when they're not there at that Christian level, because sometimes they may not be at a place where they can accept that stuff. A lot of Christians just spout stuff, but I am the person that really just understands that there must be alignment before allegiance, right? This technically goes for any type of idea that you ascribe to. You have to be in an emotional, logistic, and various other facets of your being in order to fully accept something. And I am not going to peddle Christianity. I'm going to peddle alignment with a better self. Not this crap where it's like, oh, you self-help book. No, not really. Now, I have an evolution of the first video will be my character development, which was done 2.5 years ago. But oh well, and I haven't even uploaded it. So yeah, I'm going to be very brutally honest with everything I do. So if brutal honesty is not your cup of tea, because the reason I haven't uploaded anything, even though I've already had it edited, is because of, mental things. Worrying, PTSD, paranoia, etc., etc. Because I have a mouth, and I have ideas, and I have opinions that may or may not ruffle a lot of people's feathers in both Christendom and atheism, and the VTuber community. So, yeah, I did not create a script for this. I do not think there will be any streaming unless I actively just go out and say, hey, I'm streaming, which I might this year, I might not. I don't know. My brain has to discombobulate in order for me to actually get confident enough to stream, because my brain doesn't like word recall at all. And so I just go for like 3 minutes in silence trying to think of one single word to finish my sentence, which isn't entertaining. But it can be if I make like punishments for it, which would, I don't know how that'd be. Anyway, I have a lot of ideas. I want to expand on those ideas. And I also want to get better at presenting myself in a better light, as well as my artistic expression. Does that make sense? I write music, I write books, both nonfiction and fiction. And I'm also trying to make some video games as well. I say video games. I have ideas for video games. I've only started on 2. And I just got into a bottleneck where I'm like, hey, I need money to finish most of this because I don't have the skill required. And I'm not going to use AI to pedal out everything because where's the fun in that? However, with AI, there is a character on my channel, because I also run a gaming channel called Demos Controller that I haven't uploaded to in a while, which I'm going to start uploading to this year. And also Demosthenes, which is a different channel, which is just memes and other crap that I may upload to more. But Kismet, in lore, is an astral princess that died, and now she inhabits a robot body, but uses AI services, including text-to-speech and the speech, to make her point clear. So, this is funny, because I don't want to be anything like Vettel, because, he has his fame, and Neurosama is just peak gold, and I don't want to go anywhere near that, because I don't have the, computer capacity for any of that. But I do have ideas for AI, ethically based, okay? Ethics is important, right? Cool. I think we can all agree on that. But yes, sometimes Kismet will or Lux is the robot she's using. Kismet is the spirit behind it. Makes sense? Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Right. Completely and utterly stupid sometimes. But I just enjoy the interaction, if you will. Some people might enjoy the interaction. It's not the AI itself that makes the content like Neurosama would. Neurosama makes the content and puts people into positions where it's just like comedy gold and also kind of wholesome and sad sometimes. But yeah, we don't expect anything like, yes, I'm going to make an AI thing that does AI things. Yeah, no. I tried my best to make it as entertaining as possible. Sometimes it won't be that the AI actually did anything. It's just that if I think of a thing in the middle of a video where it's like, this would be perfectly funny if Lux interjected at this part. Like there was a time where, I'll just show you a few snippets, right?
I'm the yin to his Magatama. We look similar, but different. In almost every way. Maybe except our anger issues.
Because she weighs 2,000 pounds and would easily kill me. Plus, I respect her too much.
You make it sound like I'm fat!
Those were technically not actual AI. That was just me inserting the character into it to make it more funny, more enjoyable. The interaction is perfect. Now, some things are actually from the AI. Some things I had to theoretically theoretically, possibly not, but possibly had to censor. So, just throwing that out there. And this stuff has gotten so much better since then because I started a... Doug inspires me, right? Doug inspires me. So back in 2023, I made a Jurassic Park Operation Genesis where I asked Lux to be my boss. And me just going through managing the whole park. That was in 2023. That was 3 years. I set it up in like 22-minute episodes. Just, bruh, that is so long ago. But I gotta upload that. I gotta upload it. Because it was fun. It was funny. And also... it kind of brought up some weird issues because sometimes the AI just hits certain buttons that I wasn't ready to be hit because that was like whole mental illness problem. PTSD, if you're wondering. So, yeah, don't worry, I'm getting better. And plus, this whole Demosthenes Axiom Archives channel is for a documentation of what I went through, but to essentially show you how far I've come, right? And how far I will go. Because there's many VTubers and streamers who deal with weird illnesses, mysterious illnesses. Mine is dysautonomia. You can go look that up. It's basically your autonomic nervous system kind of did a thing. And mine is specifically non-POTS, or, you know, when you get up and your heart rate goes, and you get dizzy and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not what mine does. It's every time I eat. My sympathetic nervous system says, hey, let's start the shakes, you know? And then there's this wave of eerie stillness. And it oscillates every 5 seconds. So I'm going through that. That's something that'll have to be, you know, monitored as time goes on. Which may get in the way of doing videos and stuff. Just so you know. I'll try to notify everybody, but I haven't been, you know, faithful on that part, which is something I want to get better at, essentially. So yeah. And maybe be like what I'm doing now, where I'm like, just sitting here, no script, absolutely nothing. I'm just blah, 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 all over the place with no actual discernible end goal. That's why I keep talking. Maybe I'll just keep talking, I don't know. Some videos is just ramble. Ramble. Because sometimes I'm alone and I want to talk because the vagus nerve, if you know anything about anatomy, it goes through the esophagus, through the vocal cords, and other stuff like that. And if I'm talking, it can go either one of two ways. It can, one, calm me down from a sympathetic overdrive. Sympathetic as in, you know, like the nervous system. Nervous system overdrive. Or it can go into overdrive in the opposite direction, where I'm like, boy, why do I feel so freaking heavy? I feel like I'm falling through the floor. So yeah, too much parasympathetic activation. It's a lot of stuff. You'll have to look all this crap up. I'm not gonna... if you want a video on what I go through, just to be sure that you don't know anybody else going through it, maybe once I get more information with an autonomic doctor, I'll, you know, post it and, you know, go through it, because I'm the type of person, I don't get sick and not know exactly what's going on. That's just not me. I don't do that. I need to literally know. And when your doctor says, wow, talking to you feels like I'm back in medical school, I'm like, well, that's exactly as worrying as I thought it would be. Yep. Like, I'm teaching my doctor stuff. That's absolutely not what you want when you have a mysterious illness, right? I think I've taught like four doctors, and one said, oh, you're just my mystery case. And I'm like, oh dear. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. But yeah, you see VTubers with all their mysterious illnesses, and they just get better, likely due to money, management skills of their own health and life, and other stuff, because they have a community that fosters and hopefully stewards them correctly in a better direction. And you see like these people getting better, you see like these people opening up more, you see them doing all sorts of stuff, some even coming off of like severe near-death experiences. Hi, how you doing? Or severe traumatic breakups. Hi, how you doing? And yeah, I'm trying to not make everything sound like hit home heavy every time I make a joke. Sometimes I say things like that. I have to edit it out sometimes, but sometimes I just like, man, if I don't take this, if I take this out, I'm just not being genuine. And it's like, what do I want more? To show where I'm at, or to show where, not show where, but show people a good time? Like, what do I want for this channel? And I've decided I want to be honest about everything. Maybe except my face and location, but you know, you get the point. My social security number is 74. Yes, it totally starts with 74. And there may be strings of time where I'm like, hey, I have this urgent project that I need to focus on instead of videos. Hey, that's fine. I will notify everyone and saying, hey, blah, 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 blah. Hopefully, or I'll get somebody else to do it, like Lux. Although, YouTube does have a doohickey thing where there's like community posting. That's what it's called. I haven't used YouTube in so long, I forgot. Oops. Also, is YouTube getting like a DM thing? I heard they get a DM thing. But yes, anyway. Just letting you know that most of the videos throughout, let's say, I want to say like 25 plus videos are like in the past. Between 2023, 2024, 2025. So, oopsie poopsie on that. You're going to have a full, if I do it every Monday, that's a full half year of 3 years worth of content. That can actually be recorded and edited within 6 hours, depending on how much my lip flaps, because I have a problem. And hey, you'll notice a problem starting out, because I'll be just talking and talking and talking and talking. That is a me issue that I need to figure out how to fix. Okay? So hopefully I'll get better. And you can even make a meme out of it. I don't care. As long as you're not too freaking brutal, you know. I do have sensitivity problems. Especially, well, no. I'll just leave that up in the air. You don't need to know about my issues. Not every single cent of it. But anyway, I have an X. Or Twitter X account, which is just Demosthenes _RBI, which is Rejoice Box Interactive, which is a combination of Rejoice Box, which is just the whole entire brand idea for business. I have a business behind that, but I'm not telling you that. Rejoice Box Records is for the music, and then on that I have like 3 different projects, one for metal and hard-hitting stuff that it's definitely not radio-worthy. And Desire of the Wise, which is for the radio-worthy stuff. And where I just pour every ounce of like, I want to get better at making music. Without, you know, causing people to go, ow, what is this new sound that you're making? Ew. Without too much experimentation, which Colony's Hope actually does. Colony's Hope. Did I mention Colony's Hope was the metal project? Colony's Hope is the metal project. I used to be a Vocaloid producer, but that kind of failed. So now I use Synthesizer V, which is now Synthesizer V2. Solaria. Okay, cool. And I also sing my own, but because of my dysautonomia stuff, singing is hard, difficult, and I feel like head pressure in my face. So I have to stop, but I know how to sing, kinda. It's just the fact that my body doesn't want me to. I can sing, but if I talk for too long, the same thing happens. So, cool, awesome. You all are so very lucky to have me afflicted with something that gets me to stop talking. Yeah, okay, anyway. So, I'll see you guys later. The videos are coming up Mondays, unless I change it. So anyway, bye-bye. I love you. Don't die. Please.
Cinderblock.
So instead of calling her boyfriend a I decided to say I'm sorry and take that out of the video. So I'm sorry. My bad. Completely my fault. I'm sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We are sorry. We're sorry.